And Ginobili, guys, clearly focused on trying to stay healthy. The last couple of offseasons, Steve, he's bowed out of international play.
Well, it's smart. I mean, he's got so much mileage on his body, and it's more important for him to spend his summers just working on his body, staying healthy, strengthening those areas that he needs. It's always tricky, though, to say no to your home country when they ask you to play on the national team.
Harden can't hit. The Spurs gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far, just above 50%.
Now, he's one of the best in the league when it comes to executing that lead pass.
Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Boy, a big bonus for them to end the quarter as he beats the buzzer.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Rockets ahead, opening up a huge gap. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. The Spurs shoot just 39% from the field, struggling to find that net. We've got Aaron Baines. Corey Joseph is out there with Bellinelli. Then there's Ginobili. And it's Diaw in at the power forward. That's the San Antonio 5. They get the rebound. Second shot opportunity. And it's Baines missing.
And excellent interior defense there. Good rotations.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence inside. Takes up a lot of space.
Ginobili, that's for two. Can't get it to go. Good D by Ariza. Harden inside the three-point line. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
Another bucket adding to their lead. They've been the better team in every facet of the game.
And to turn in this kind of performance in an opponent's building, that's really impressive.
Bellinelli for three. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
You take a risk with those long passes. They're lucky the D couldn't collect it.
And the Spurs with some changes. Bonner comes in for Boris Diaw. And it's Leonard in for Manu Ginobili. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
Ouch. Another miss to add to what's been a miserable game for him from the field.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
Joseph dishes to Leonard. Here's Bonner. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
Now the defense just couldn't get a hand in his face, couldn't challenge the shot.
Yeah, made his height advantage count that time.
Harden kicks to Ariza. Baseline J on the way. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Ariza.
You know, from that in-between range, they've actually been the much hotter team.
Well, when you make perimeter shots and knock down those jumpers, it opens up everything else.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
Harden's shot is good. San Antonio's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And it's sent back by Howard. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Bonner kicks to Bellinelli. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Well, the Rockets, wouldn't you say, are really to be commended, Clark, for rebuilding this team without tearing it down to the studs or tanking, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I mean, they've improved dramatically with Harden and Howard. But this is a team that's held the winning record in the West now for 8 straight seasons. That's pretty impressive.
It is. Jeff Ayers is checked in for the Spurs. Johnson, he's checked in for Houston. Pablo Pregioni comes in for Jason Terry. Now a timeout called by Houston.
And the Rockets showed great patience and planning over time, freeing up cap space, acquiring young assets. That enabled them to trade for James Harden and, of course, attract Dwight Howard in free agency, too.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Matt Bonner. Green comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Tony Parker subbed in for Corey Joseph. And then for Houston, Harden comes in for Johnson. And it's Therrien for Pablo bringing up.
And this Rockets team, for all of its success, is still young, still developing that chemistry, but make no mistake, they've elevated themselves from playoff contender to potential title contender. I think exciting times are certainly in store in Houston.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Marco Bellinelli. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know, guys, every coach would love to play his star player every minute of an NBA season, but it's impossible given the limits of endurance and the risk of injury. It's basically a balancing act. I think teams are becoming wiser, though, in terms of keeping players fresh and helping them recover between games.
And the basket by Harden.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Rockets.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its, Clark, fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for James Harden. He was extremely efficient offensively, getting looks, knocking down big shots all game long.
And looking at player recovery, now with the ability to track player movement, either with cameras or even sensors that players can wear, teams are better able to measure the workload of players, helping them make decisions about where rest is needed and when it's needed, and even help them predict when there's a risk of injury, and that's really the golden bullet. And again, another example of information being used to enhance player performance.
These are incredible rebounding numbers. I'm not sure if we've ever seen anything like this, Clark.
Oh, that's for sure, Steve. I mean, a superhuman performance on the backboards. Well done.
And I think this is going to be too much to overcome, Clark. What do you think?
All the sand in the hourglass is gone, and I agree with you.
That's just a flat frustration foul right there.
Boy, down like they are, he just took it out on his opponent. I mean, you've got to keep your composure. I don't think that was one of his best moments.
And he's good on the second. And here is Diaw. Lets it fly. Can't convert the two-handed jam.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Some